Welcome to Crust Bucket. Can I get your order?
Yeah, hi. Can I get an Epic Dude Bro 99 meal with a side order of fries?
A what?
An Epic Dude Bro meal with a side order of fries?
Say that last part again, sir.
A side order of fries?
Order!
Man, I just wanted fries. Man, it's been a while since I've talked about this game, but it's good to be back. Anyway, side order of the second part of the Splatoon 3 expansion pack, the first part being Inkopolis Plaza, which certainly was the thing of all time. Anyways, side order is really goddamn good. It's pretty short, but it's really goddamn fun. It's got fun gameplay, characters, and music. Anyways, let's talk about it. In side order, you play as 8, the same one you play as an Octo expansion. The horrors never stop. You wake up in the Order sector, a version of Inkopolis Square where everything is shades of white and almost everything is put up in an orderly fashion, as opposed to the original. After making your Octoling, you meet Pearl, who is now a drone for some reason. She says she can't find Marina, but thinks she hears a signal from the top of this tower, so I guess that's our goal. Entering the tower, ambushed by fish, which might be a threat for the average individual, but for me, it's a pretty good day. Peep the hat. We kill the fish and run into or dead fish. I'm just gonna call it dead fish, it's easier, I'm sorry. Why are they here? Shut up! This is where the main gameplay loop starts. I won't go too in depth yet, but a simple loop is we go into the elevator, pick a level, get a color chip, rinse and repeat until we get to the 10th floor, where we meet Marina, who's attached to the blob. Hey, when that happens. This is Marina Agatondo. I think that's as close as I'm gonna get to it. Shoot the portals to free her, which lets Order out. What's Order? This mass, I don't exactly know, who immediately tries to kill us, so we leave the building. That was the tutorial, by the way. We wake up back at the start with everyone and decide to climb this tower to stop Order again. Marina tells us about her hacks and we get another gun, which I'll talk about these two later. And so we now get to the actual gameplay loop, which is more of the same. We beat a bunch of shit, go to the top of the tower, beat the fuck out of Order, time hitting this button in rhythm, which is pretty hard for me because I'm dumb. And then we beat him up again. Order is actually this silly little guy. It's not the last we'll see of him. An elevator appears and we leave to a brighter future. Yeah, you remember those lockers I talked about? No, I didn't. I never talked about them. Lockers are here. That's where you get other things, which I'll talk about later. Yeah, these are people's minds, which they're so kind of fucked up. Hey, we need to go back for that. Side Order has wildly different gameplay than the other games. The basic gameplay structure goes like this again. Into the elevator, pick a level, get a color kit, which are essentially power-ups. They can have varying effects, like more damage, more range, more stuff for the drone, yada yada. There's a lot to collect. Anyways, you get one of those, and then you either win the level and do it all over again for a shit ton of floors, or die. When you die, inevitably, when you die, your run is tallied up and you are given points. And with those points, they're converted to pearls. Now what can you do with pearls? Hack the system. Hacking the system makes run easier. There's things like more lives, more attack damage, the ability to reset floors, the ability to reset other things, continue, you know, stuff like that. Back on the actual levels, what are they? I'm glad you asked. There's 5 basic types of levels. Now you may be asking, what type of levels are there? Well, I'm glad you asked, idiot. There are 5 level types: destroy portals, sink the infinity ball, escort turbine, defeat fleeing foes, and protect the zone. Destroy portal levels require you to destroy portals, which are the things enemies spawn from. They are pretty alright, pretty basic, unless they hate you. Sink the ball requires you to put the balls on the slot while enemies try to fuck you over. Pretty cool. Way better than the other one, who dare not be named. Escort turbine levels have you escorting a turbine to a select spot. To escort it, you just have to keep attacking this propeller thing. It's pretty fun most of the time. Defeat fleeing foe levels are kind of like those levels from Alterna. You just have to kill the fleeing foe. These levels are always pretty easy, unless they hate you. And then splat zones. I hate these levels. You play splat zones while enemies want to kill you. These are the most annoying levels and I don't like them. Every now and again there will be special floors. What's so special about them? Quit asking. Some floors have double color chips, meaning you just get 2, which is neat. But there's also danger floors and bonus floors. Bonus floors have 2 effects. They are either challenges, which include shit like don't shoot your main, don't walk, don't use your sub, don't move at all. Just stand there. Die. There's also color chip saturation, where all the empty slots in your palette will just get full of like one type of color chip. Either like mobility, pearl drone, stuff like that. I didn't talk about the Pearl drone. Tangent time. Pearl drone is the drone. It's cool. The drone can get random color chips. Not random color chips, no, you get blue. And then those color chips essentially make it throw bombs and specials. It's pretty cool, yeah. This is good pacing. Anyways, danger floors are scary and make your life harder. There's things like no lights, no drone. It's very fun on drone runs, by the way. That one's always a blast. Who could forget? The firing squad? There's also boss levels. I don't like them. Floor 10, 20, and 30 are all boss levels, but 30 is always order, so keep that one to yourself. Level 10 and 20, however, can be one of three things. The pinging... How the fuck do you pronounce this? The pinging Maracle, asynchronous rondo, and the parallel cannon. Pinging Maracle is an orb that you have to knock back so that you can pummel it. You can also shoot its open spots, but that's kind of hard unless you have a killer whale, so don't even try. It charges at you, which, depending on your loadout, can either be fine or really bad. The asynchronous rondo is a tower that's filled with flares that you have to knock down, but it's always a hassle because it just keeps throwing enemies at you, and if you're caught in the spotlight, it'll either throw ink strikes or toxic mist. Thanks game. Other than that, it's fine. Parallel cannon is my favorite boss of the bunch. It's basically 3 waves of AI players, and it's always just really fun to go against. The AI is not the brightest, but it knows what to do, kinda. It's just really hectic. Order is breaking portals, it's not that fun. Last thing to talk about is the pallets. Pallets are the kits you can use. There's Pearl kits that you start with, which includes dualies, coring bombs, and reef slider. It's a pretty good starting kit. I'm very bad with dualies though. There's Agent 4's kit, which is a splatter shot, splat bomb, and reef slider. Pretty decent, but Agent 4 got mentioned, so it's peak. Kelly's palette is a roller, burst bombs, and the Kraken. Rollers are my favorite, so this is my favorite palette, but it's also just got a good loadout, so epic. Marie's kit is a charger, ink mine, and triple ink strike. It's not my favorite, mostly because when I play chargers, I start to lose it because I can't aim for shit. Big Man's palette has a slosher, suction bomb, and triple ink strike. This one's good at coverage. That's it. Octavia's palette has a Splatling, Splash Roll, and Booyah Bomb. While I'm not the biggest Splatling fan, it's actually pretty good in this mode.
Marina's
palette has a Splatbrella, Sprinklers, and Ink Storm. It's also really good at getting drone chips. I think they're implying something. Merch's palette is a blaster, curling bombs, and weight breaker. For as much as he likes to scam the shit out of me, he's got a good loadout. Sheldon's palette has the Octo Brush, Ink Mine, and Ultra Stamp. Other than the special, I'm not really the biggest fan of this kit. Shiver's palette has a Stringer, Toxic Mist, and the Killer Whale 5.1. The Killer Whale actually carries this kit, because the Killer Whale is way too good in this mode. Fry's palette has a Splatana Stamper, Fizzy Bomb, and Crab Tank. It's alright. Lastly is 8's palette, which is the Octo Shot, Splat Bomb, and Triple Splashdown. Except this one has a twist. When you equip this gun, the more hacks you bought, the less color chips you can get, making this a challenge run of sorts. I know this was the most insane description of this game I've ever given, but putting this all together is really fun. The roguelike formula really works for this game.
Hello viewers, it's me Par. BC forgot to talk about the lockers, so now I will have to. When you clear floors 10, 20, and 30 with a pallet, you will be given a key, meaning for each pallet you can get 3 keys. You can then use the keys to open lockers which have unlocks like lore, pearls, and even other pallets.
Compared to the last few games I've talked about, there's not many characters, which is good for me. I don't know about you. Anyways, the characters in this game are really fun. First up is 8. I hope they get a good night's sleep after all this. Pearl is interesting to me because I used to not like her, and I still really can't pinpoint why I didn't like her. But I was wrong because she's great. She's just a silly little critter who loves her wife and is a great motivator. Marina is the calmer part of Off the Hook after we save them now for hacks in the elevator. They're also like incredibly gay. Oct or Dead Fish is just kind of there. They operate the elevator and DJ at the end. They're also a good balance between Pearl and Marina's antics in the elevator. Order is the big bad of the DLC. Most of the time he's a glitching mask, and then he's a really big octopus with scary eyes. And then there's the small little critter which I can squish in the palm of my hand. They're pretty neat.